Hey, this is Anthony from RevZilla. We watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new Belstaff Brooklands Jacket, available at RevZilla.com. I say new, you say classic. This is the Belstaff Brooklands, and at RevZilla we're juiced, that is you, to be firing it up and listing it and carrying it here in the US. If we think about Belstaff, 1924 heritage out of London, England, they are the classic contemporary waxed cotton. They've been doing it for years. During the World Wars, they made parachutes, they made canvases, they made lots of things. But starting very early in the last century, they began to use waxed cotton from Egypt to build motorcycle jackets and really support the military. That style lives on, and you see it here in what, in my opinion, the most popular of the new line from Belstaff that we're carrying that collection again at RevZilla here in the Brooklands. It is waist length, 3-season cold weather. It has quilting on the inside, a non-removable waterproof Z-liner, and if we look at the exterior, it's that premium 8-ounce Egyptian waxed cotton. That's not as wet. It's funny, I say wet, it's the amount of wax that they're using on other jackets, whether they're in the Belstaff line or beyond. But again, that 2-pocket design we know from Belstaff. We certainly know the 4-pocket hip length or 3/4 length design. This is what they're known for. And this is as much about the story, the heritage, the craftsmanship, as it is about really a jacket that's gonna have enough technicality, in my opinion, to cover 3-season cold riding on just about anything. And really the thing I wanna get into that is not typically part of a story when you think about Belstaff, which is more of a classic lifestyle brand making motorcycle jackets, is that Juice to my left is wearing the Brooklands, and it has T5 Evo Pro armor, which is molecular, temp stable, and the next generation from D3O. Elbows as well as shoulders, and you can add a Viper to the back as well. The other thing to keep in mind too, many folks would have a jacket like this, which is well north in the spectrum, that north of $700 range, and you'd want to wear it just about every day when it's cold out, whether you're riding or not. The armor is absolutely quickly removable, so keep that in mind as well. 2 colors, we have our black, we have our brown. Let's talk briefly about fitment. If we think about Juice to my left, you look at it, it's a waist length. It has a touring articulation, not overly svelte, not overly baggy, but it does have room to move. He's going to be 5'10", 195. He's wearing a size large, but I will tell you, with his 42-inch chest, if you use the size chart, it would put him in an XL. This is what you need to be listening very carefully to. When you're buying Belstaff, use the size chart and go down a size. 42-inch chest on the size chart says an extra large. We know it fits a full size big. We put him in a size 40, and it fits him spot on. So remember, use the size chart, find your size, go down a size, and it will fit you spot on. Keep that in mind. We're always here if you have questions about that as well. And remember, we ship for free over 39 bucks, and as always, click our logo, subscribe to RevZilla on our YouTube channel, leave me your comments, request your feedback on the new Belstaff Brooklands. And I gotta stop saying new, because ultimately, we're just juiced to have it at RevZilla. It took us years and years and years to get it, but again, this jacket's been around. This is one of the classics in the collection. Now, if we look at the jacket, some of the other features here, think about the details and the nuance. First thing is, it is a riding jacket. It is meant to be ridden. There are 2 things that denote that jump out to me instantly outside of your normal motorcycle functionality. The first one is that typically if you look down here and notice it's corduroy on the back, it's the finishing details that get it done. This is a buckle. Now if this buckle was on the front of the jacket and it wasn't covered there, and you can see it's the tonal Belstaff Phoenix Rising logo, it's a Belstaff buckle. If you didn't have that cover and it was in the middle, that would scratch your tank. What Belstaff's done is they moved it to the side, and they've given you the ability to cover it to make sure it doesn't scratch your tank. They've also taken that last button and they've rubberized it. So again, that's thoughtful design for a true motorcycling jacket. The other thing to keep in mind, staying with the same theme, is when you go all the way up to the collar, notice it is going to be corduroy on this nice high collar. When you open it up, this side's going to dangle a little bit, but on this side you can loop it back so it's not going to flap and hit you in the face. So again, they're thinking through that. It's classic motorcycle design. You see how that nicely ties in with the quilting on the shoulders, again, over top of that molecular armor. The other thing to keep in mind is all of the hardware. Brass style snaps, they say Belstaff, the pulls are Belstaff. Even the zipper pull in the front is going to be this nice big ring, which is easy to use and textured. When you get into high-end gear, it becomes very intentional. And that intentionality, the fact that there's consistency and it's designed with premium features and materials, that's what you're investing in. Again, beauty, comfort, protection. They make a phenomenal high-end motorcycle jacket. Now, Juice, what I'm going to ask you to do, and again, I don't want to get away from my classic Belstaff square pockets, turn the face away from me. If we get a side shot of the Brooklands, remember, he's got the armor there, he's got the armor here, quilting on the elbow as well. Maybe I would have liked to have seen them put a gusset there. And again, I'm now sitting here poking a finger at a classic jacket. I probably shouldn't do that. But again, just from a usability standpoint, because Juice, he's bigger than I am. I'm not that big, but Juice is not a small guy from a muscularity standpoint. So again, he's running out of a little bit of room. But it all depends on your riding style and the articulation, how much range of motion you really need. I think that's a personal preference thing. As you work your way down here, you're going to see these two grommets. Remember, 8-ounce beautiful Egyptian wax cotton across on top, and then below that is going to be a floating Z-liner. That Z-liner is the true waterproof breathability. The outside of the jacket's water repellent due to the waxing. Now, if water in a long torrential downpour eventually penetrates through your wax cotton, it will stop at the Z-liner, which is waterproof and breathable, and then will exit out through these grommets. And there were some on the insides of the wrist as well. Turn backwards for me, Juice. If we look at the back, again, for a motorcycle jacket, and this is where you have to make some trade-offs when you think about high-end design, maybe some kind of integrated reflective would have been great. They don't have any reflectivity on this jacket at all. That's a conversation that you have to have with yourself, how important that is to you. Keep it in mind. We look at the back. Viper back protector would be where you'd upgrade to. You can buy that separately. It's not going to come stock. And again, if we think about the Belstaff line, they make a handful of jackets. There's a full range. There's leathers, there's the 3/4 length. You see where this one finished. This is really more of that classic waist length. Come back around to the front for me there, Juice. Now, if Juice comes around and we start to open it up here, you'll notice the way the flap is done. It is pared back. You have your rain gutter there. Spring-loaded premium Belstaff snaps. If he opens it up, notice you have the ability to zip it up from the bottom. On a short-waisted jacket like this, I'm not really sure why you need that feature, but it's just nice that they used a rubber button at the bottom and got the hardware out of the way. But if you zip it all the way down, go ahead and pull that ring down. If Juice opens it up and you open up the jacket from that side or from this side, you're going to notice full circumferential zipper on this 3D quilted liner. But when you pull it out, then you have the blue and gray and almost olive platted interior liner. So again, taking a thoughtful fashion approach to things. And notice this too, here on the front, you do have the ability to change how this is done and lock this down even further. So again, that buckle, you can keep it from dangling. If we look at the front though and the way this is designed, again, just premium features, meant to be comfortable, meant to just work. So, two colors, black mahogany. Remember, you're investing in the heritage, in the craftsmanship, in all of the details. You can find absolutely other wax cottons that are going to be on the market that do have armor and do have waterproofing, but they're not going to be Belstaffs. And they're not going to be part of that heritage, and they're not going to have some of the details and creature comforts that this jacket has. That's what you're really investing in. Keep that in mind, but you're absolutely paying a premium. This is a very expensive jacket. Now, the next step in your journey, besides checking out some of the other Belstaffs outside of the Brooklands at RevZilla.com, is clicking the info button, desktop, mobile device. Visit our product detail page at RevZilla. Read other rider reviews. You shouldn't just take my word for it. As always, we'll ship for free over $39. If you want to talk to a gear geek, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown. Remember, subscribe to RevZilla on our YouTube channel. Stay up to date with our opinion, the latest and greatest in the moto universe. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.